It was the middle of the night when Uzo woke up to a chilling whisper in her ear. She turned, heart pounding, but saw nothing in the darkness. The room felt colder than usual and an eerie feeling settled over her. She knew something was wrong. Uzo was a bright, beautiful young woman, beloved by everyone in her village. She had a heart of gold, always willing to help anyone in need. Her kindness and generosity were unmatched, and people admired her for it. However, not everyone was happy about Uzo's popularity. Timmy, Uzo's childhood friend, harbored a deep jealousy towards her. Timmy had always felt overshadowed by Uzo's light, and as they grew older, her envy grew into something dark and dangerous. Timmy pretended to be a good friend, but secretly she resented Uzo's success and the love she received from everyone. One evening, Uzo was hosting a small gathering at a home. The villagers gathered around, sharing stories and laughter. Uzo was in her element, making sure everyone was comfortable and happy. Timmy was there too, but she sat in the corner, watching Uzo with a bitter expression. That night, as Uzo was cleaning up after the guests had left, Timmy approached her with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Uzo, I have something special for you," Timmy said, handing Uzo a small, intricately carved wooden box. "It's a token of our friendship." Uzo, always trusting and kind-hearted, accepted the gift with gratitude. She opened the box to find a beautiful bracelet inside. It was delicate, with tiny, shimmering stones that caught the light. "Thank you, Timmy. This is lovely," Uzo said, slipping the bracelet onto her wrist. She didn't notice the glint of satisfaction in Timmy's eyes. Over the next few days, strange things started happening to Uzo. She began to feel weak and tired all the time. Nightmares plagued her sleep, and she often woke up in a cold sweat, feeling as if someone was watching her. Her vibrant energy faded, and she became a shadow of her former self. The villagers noticed the change in Uzo and were concerned. They whispered among themselves, wondering what could be wrong with their beloved Uzo. Some suggested she see the village healer, while others thought it might be a curse. One day, Uzo's grandmother, Mama, visited her. Mama was wise and had a deep understanding of the spiritual world. When she saw the bracelet on Uzo's wrist, her eyes widened with alarm. "Where did you get this?" Mama asked, her voice trembling. "Timmy gave it to me as a gift," Uzo replied, confusion and worry etched on her face. Mama took Uzo's hand and carefully removed the bracelet. "This bracelet is cursed. It is the source of your suffering." Uzo was shocked. She couldn't believe that a friend Timmy would do such a thing. Mama said some prayers, and as the bracelet was destroyed, Uzo immediately felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Her strength and vitality began to return, but she was heartbroken by the betrayal. Determined to confront Timmy, Uzo went to her friend's house. When Timmy opened the door, she tried to feign innocence, but Uzo could see the guilt in her eyes. "Why, Timmy, why would you do this to me?" Uzo asked, tears streaming down her face. Timmy's facade crumbled. "I was jealous, Uzo. You've always had everything, love, admiration, success. I felt invisible next to you." Uzo was devastated. She had always considered Timmy a sister, and this betrayal cut deep. She turned and walked away, unable to forgive Timmy for the pain she had caused. The story of Uzo and Timmy spread through the village, and Timmy was shunned for her actions. Uzo, though heartbroken, continued to spread kindness and love, refusing to let the darkness of betrayal consume her. Months passed and Uzo regained her strength and spirit. She immersed herself in helping the villagers, who were grateful for her unwavering support. One day, a stranger came to the village. He was a tall, handsome man named Obi, who had heard of Uzo's generosity and wanted to meet her. Obi was immediately taken by Uzo's beauty and kindness. They spent time together, getting to know each other, and it wasn't long before they fell in love. Uzo felt a happiness she had never known, and the villagers rejoiced in her newfound joy. However, the shadow of Timmy's betrayal still lingered in Uzo's heart. She often wondered what had become of her former friend. One evening, as she was walking through the village, she saw Timmy sitting alone by the river, looking forlorn. Despite everything, Uzo's heart ached for her old friend. She approached Timmy and sat down beside her. "Timmy," Uzo said softly, "why are you here alone?" Timmy looked up, surprised to see Uzo. Tears welled up in her eyes. "I have no one, Uzo. I made a terrible mistake and now I'm paying for it." Uzo took Timmy's hand. "Everyone deserves a second chance. I forgive you, Timmy." Timmy was overwhelmed with gratitude and guilt. She vowed to make amends and prove that she could change. With Uzo's support, Timmy slowly began to regain the trust of the villagers. As time went on, Uzo and Obi's love grew stronger. They decided to get married, and the whole village came together to celebrate their union. Even Timmy was there, standing by Uzo's side as a testament to the power of forgiveness and redemption. Years later, Uzo and Obi had children of their own. They taught them the values of kindness, forgiveness, and the importance of being true to oneself. Uzo and Obi's love story continued to blossom. The village celebrated their union, and even Timmy, now striving to make amends, was part of their lives. But underneath her attempts to reconcile, Timmy's jealousy still simmered, unable to let go of her resentment towards Uzo's happiness. One evening, as Uzo was returning home from helping a neighbor, she crossed paths with a beggar named Akin, whom she had often given food and water to. Akin was a quiet man, rarely speaking, but always grateful for Uzo's kindness. As she handed him a loaf of bread, he looked at her with an unusual intensity. "Madam Uzo," he whispered urgently, "I heard something troubling. You must listen." Uzo knelt beside him, sensing the urgency in his voice. "What is it, Akin?" "I overheard Timmy talking to some dangerous men. She plans to have you kidnapped. They were discussing it near the market, thinking no one could hear." Uzo's heart skipped a beat. She couldn't believe Timmy would go so far. "When is this supposed to happen?" "Tomorrow evening," Akin replied. "They mentioned the old warehouse by the river." Uzo thanked Akin, her mind racing with the information. She needed to avoid the warehouse and figure out how to deal with Timmy's treachery. That night, she shared the news with Obi, who was furious but also relieved that they had been warned in time. The next evening, Uzo stayed home, surrounded by friends and family for safety. Meanwhile, Timmy anxiously awaited the news of Uzo's kidnapping, confident that her plan would rid her of the source of her jealousy once and for all. Curiosity got the better of her, and Timmy decided to check the warehouse to ensure everything was going according to plan. As she approached the site, the kidnappers mistook her for Uzo in the dim light. Before she could explain, they grabbed her, tying her up and dragging her inside. "Let me go! You've got the wrong person!" Timmy screamed, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. The kidnappers, believing Timmy was trying to trick them, became even more hostile. They beat her mercilessly, teaching her a brutal lesson she hadn't anticipated. As Timmy endured the harsh treatment, she realized the depth of her actions and the pain her jealousy had caused. Hours later, the kidnappers left her bruised and battered, realizing too late that she wasn't their intended target. They fled, leaving Timmy to crawl her way back to the village. Her heart was filled with regret and remorse for the evil she had plotted against Uzo. When Timmy finally reached the village, she was barely recognizable. Villagers gathered around, horrified by her condition. Uzo, ever compassionate, rushed to her side. "Timmy, what happened?" Uzo asked, her eyes filled with concern. Timmy broke down, tears mingling with blood and dirt on her face. "I'm so sorry, Uzo. I was consumed by jealousy and hatred. I planned to have you kidnapped, but it backfired. I was the one they took." Uzo's heart ached for her old friend. Despite everything, she couldn't bring herself to hate Timmy. Instead, she helped her up and brought her to Mama's house for treatment. As Timmy healed, she had plenty of time to reflect on her actions. She realized that her jealousy had not only hurt Uzo, but had also destroyed her own peace. When she was finally well enough, she approached Uzo and Obi with a sincere apology. "I'm truly sorry for everything," Timmy said, tears streaming down her face. "I don't expect you to forgive me, but I needed to tell you how deeply sorry I am." Uzo, with her boundless capacity for forgiveness, hugged Timmy. "I forgive you, Timmy. Let this be a new beginning for both of us." The village watched in awe as the two former friends reconciled. Timmy, having learned her lesson the hard way, dedicated herself to making amends, becoming a better person in the process. The story of Uzo and Timmy spread throughout the region, not just as a cautionary tale about the dangers of jealousy, but also as a powerful testament to the strength of forgiveness and the possibility of redemption. Uzo's kindness and Timmy's transformation became a beacon of hope, teaching all who heard it about the enduring power of love and forgiveness. The morals of the story are: kindness is rewarded. Uzo's kindness to others, including a beggar, ultimately helped her avoid danger. Jealousy leads to destruction. Timmy's jealousy and malicious actions led to her own suffering and regret. Forgiveness is powerful. Despite Timmy's betrayal, Uzo's capacity to forgive allowed for healing and reconciliation. Community support is vital. The support of friends, family, and community can provide safety and aid in times of trouble. That's the end of the story. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share with loved ones, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye.